All right, enough doom and gloom. How about some quick hits instead?
Let's go, Gab.
Sevilla are through into the Europa League final, beating Manchester United 2-1. Jules, who deserves the most love here out of Sevilla?
Ever Banega deserves so much love. Everybody who would have watched him this season, especially in the Europa League and especially in the quarter-final and in semi-final against the two English clubs, could just only be in love with him. He's a wonderful player. It's a shame that he's leaving La Liga and Sevilla and European football, but what a guy. I mean, he's not even fit. I mean, he's clearly eaten too much during lockdown, but it doesn't matter. The quality, technically, the vision is just...
One of those raffish rogue geniuses who makes us fall in love.
You know, who's as good as on the asado than he is on the football pitch. Speaking of United, Gab, their defence didn't cover themselves in glory. But should the blame be spread around?
Yeah, of course it should. I mean, yes, they all made tremendous... All four of them, I thought, made huge mistakes at different times. When Bruno Fernandes called out Lindelof later, Lindelof got on his face. I'm kind of like, yeah, Lindelof, remember who you're talking to.
Yeah.
But no, I think the issues are also further up the pitch. They could have finished some of those chances. They were cut out. I just don't think this is a particularly well-coached team either. It's not a knock necessarily on Solskjaer, although I think he bears some of the responsibility here as well.
I agree.
I mean, I don't think he's necessarily Mr. Tactical Genius. He's more of, Mr. Manage, keep everybody happy. This is obviously something that needs to be addressed. And the fact that we're focusing on those four and not on De Gea, who I don't think covered himself in glory either, picked ahead of Romero.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a bit of a reminder here that for all the enthusiasm, there's still a long road back.
And they were wasteful in front of goal, like they were against Copenhagen in the quarterfinals. They scored 2 goals so far, in that competition, only on penalties.
Keylor Navas is out of... it's just Paris now, sorry. It says
No,
Paris
it's
Saint-Germain.
not.
It's just Paris, apparently. Out of their semi-final clash with Leipzig. But Kylian Mbappe is starting, yes? So nothing to worry about then, yeah?
I would rather have Keylor Navas starting as well as Kylian Mbappe, as Marco Verratti.
But if you only had to pick one between Navas and Mbappe...
Yeah, okay, if I can pick one. But ideally, I would like to pick the strongest team.
Mm-hmm.
But no Navas, which is a shame, although Sergio Rico, who will replace him, has quite a good European pedigree. He won the Europa League with Sevilla, for example. He's a decent keeper. No Marco Verratti, which is a shame again as well. But Kylian is back. Kylian will be starting. And when Kylian starts, everything
It's a bit
different.
special.
Yeah,
I feel for Verratti because he's the only Italian left in the competition, unless I'm forgetting somebody.
Yeah, true. That's true, actually. Gab, I know you love big theories based on small samples, but all 4 Champions League semi-finalists come from Germany and France, countries where the domestic league either ended early or didn't even restart at all. Does this mean that being rested is an advantage?
I knew you were being sarcastic there because, no, I hate these big theories. I hate the big theories where, like last season, because all the European Cup semi-finalists were from the Premier League, the return of the Premier League. Oh, look, they're dominating now. And now, now this year, you're not going to have any. You just had one semi-finalist. And it's like, does it mean the Premier League is rubbish? No. It all means it's a small sample. It's a knockout competition, especially this year. And the reference here was something that Damiano Tommasi, who I love and have a ton of respect for, I don't even think he meant it this way. He's the head of the Italian Players Union. He's on the board at FIFPro. He put out a tweet pointing out that teams like Atalanta and City played many more games at a much tighter pace than obviously Paris Saint-Germain and the German teams. And these teams are in the quarterfinal. In the semi-final. And I'm like, yeah, but 2 things here. First of all, Bayern beating Barcelona, not a surprise, right?
Yeah.
They were favorites, so it's kind of self-fulfilling prophecy there. Equally, Paris Saint-Germain beating Atalanta, they were favorites. Better team, bigger team, self-fulfilling prophecy. Leipzig and Atletico Madrid, roughly even, I would say. So the only upset you're talking about is Lyon. And it's only an upset because Raheem Sterling doesn't finish and Ederson bobbles the ball. So what are we talking about? We're talking about a teeny tiny sample size. What bugs me even more is the people who are supposed to be expert in this. I'm not claiming to be an expert. The fitness coaches, the managers saying, oh, well, it's going to be tough for Paris Saint-Germain. They've only played 2 games and stuff. Oh, and you need to be playing regularly. Now all of a sudden this all goes out the window, so we don't hear from those people anymore. Now it's so important that they're rested. I don't know what the real advantage is. I just wish we would stop, either do a study, a real definitive study, but stop with this nonsense, knee-jerk reaction one way or the other. It's stupid, right?
Well, yeah, I think I agree with you. Although I was surprised how fit Lyon were in the last 20 minutes against City, and how PSG as well were in the last 20 minutes against Atalanta, having hardly not played for 5 months. By the way, do you know the only point in common between all 4 semi-finalists?
I suspect I know because I follow you on social media, but tell me.
They all have at least one player who came from the PSG academy, which I think is quite special. That PSG obviously have Kimpembe and other youngsters, Dagba and Besso, who went from the academy, but they also have Kingsley Coman at Bayern Munich, who came through the PSG academy. They've got Moussa Dembélé at Lyon, who came through the PSG academy. And they've got Christopher Nkunku, who also came through the PSG academy. And to the case of Dembélé, Coman and Kimpembe, they played actually together in all the PSG youth team from the age of 12 all the way to under 19s before Dembélé and Coman left the club.
I am floored. I am floored by your love of Paris Saint-Germain, I tell you. The Zlatan saga continues. Milan are offering a package of bonuses that could pay him up to $6 million a year net, which for those keeping track at home would net out to be about £200,000 a week, something like that. Yeah. Super agent Mino Raiola wants him to earn $7.5 million net, which is a lot more than that. And he wants the money guaranteed. Jules, he's a free agent. Who's going to win here?
Both will win, Gab, because they will find an agreement in between 6 and 7.5, and everybody will be happy. Zlatan will be happy, Mino will be happy, Milan will be happy, and as we saw after the restart, stop rolling your eyes, he was still very important for that team.
Neither one wins. Neither one wins because you're paying him way too much money, and you're going to still have the Donnarumma problem.
Yeah, okay, but
have the courage to walk away. There's a price at which it makes sense. I honestly just like what? Yeah, Zlatan's important.
Yeah, so why don't you want to keep an important player?
Zlatan, you don't need this money. You're richer than God. The clock is ticking.
You want him to come and go like, which was you said in the last show with Cavani? Oh, Ibra, come on, man, you're really rich. Come and play for £25 a week.
You're the king of Milan. What do you want? Chelsea are strongly linked with a trio of defenders, all of them English. John Stones, Lewis Dunk, and Ben Chilwell. Jules, you like any of these guys?
Not all of them. John Stones, I don't get it. I'm sorry. Ben Chilwell, I get it. Maybe not for the amount of money that so far Leicester seems to want.
Somebody's made this point. If it's going to be $80 million for Chilwell or $30 million for Reguilon, how is it even a conversation?
I don't know. I don't get it at all. And I still think this is not possible that Marina Granovskaya allows the club to spend $80 million on Ben Chilwell. I'm sorry, but
well, the fact that it hasn't happened yet might suggest that she's right. Maybe.
And Lewis Dunk, I like Lewis Dunk. He's got a funny name, obviously, for us basketball fans. But also, I think he's a very solid, good defender. Is he the answer to their defensive issues?
28 years old. Asking price is $40 million.
Okay. You cut me before I could even say, like, it depends of the price. And again, the age. Okay.
Now that you know the age and the price.
No. I knew
how old
you did. Lewis Dunk was. But I just think that, again, they could do better than either of those three and more clever signings in a way.
And, I think, again, a lot of the talk here has come from, apart from Chilwell, the other two, I think a lot of the talk has come from agents, people close to the players or the selling clubs. And I think that is indicative. I think Chilwell, they really, really like. And they're just hoping to get the price
But not
down.
for that price. I mean,
at that price,
there's
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
you
things
do
that we like, but come on.
Do you want to weigh in on Kai Havertz? Because I keep getting a hard time for saying that Chelsea's priority is in defense and not Kai Havertz. But I think he might still come. But if he comes, it's at the price. Do you have any wisdom on Kai Havertz? Do they need Kai Havertz?
I am convinced that everybody needs Kai Havertz, and if you can get him and also get your other positions strengthened when they have to be strengthened, then why not? I would be amazed if they only sign Kai Havertz and no defenders. I don't think that will happen. No, they're not that crazy. So
thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.